Good morning, friends. Retired Justice, Supreme Court Justice, and also Chairman, Press Council of India, Honorable Justice Markandeya Kadju, is likely to depose before the Westminster Magistrate Court, London, supporting the jewellery merchant Nirav Modi, who is held for Punjab National Bank scam. Of course, Justice Markandeya Kadju is going to already has filed his affidavit, and he is going to depose on the extradition matter, only on the extradition matter, not on the case. Even knowing the diamond merchant Nirav Modi, he is facing accusations of commission of the offences under Prevention of Corruption Act, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and also different sections of the Indian Penal Code like 120 criminal conspiracy, 406 misappropriation, and also 420 cheating. Right? All these cases were booked against him. Of course, you may knowing about the Punjab National Bank scam, which surfaced in February 2018, where Nirav Modi and his uncle Mehul Choksey, they were alleged to have actually dipped the bank to an amount of 13,000 crores of rupees. Then, as usual, just like Vijay Mallya, he fled away, and in March 2019, he was arrested in London. Of course, our discussion is only regarding the Extradition Act 1962. Of course, it has been amended. Even in 2018 also it has been amended. So according to Extradition Act, if both countries have got the extradition treaty, a person having committed offence in India, if he is traced in London, he can be extradited back to India or deported back to India. So for this, our Indian police, they have filed a petition before the London court, and this London court, or Westminster Magistrate Court, they have been conducting a trial in this matter. It's a 5-day sessions. Already 3 days are over. I think today, maybe the 4th day or 5th day, I am not sure. But anyway, here it is quite intriguing to note that the man of a retired Supreme Court Justice cadre, he wanted to support Nirav Modi, who is already a diamond merchant and also accused of cheating the Punjab National Bank. Of course, with the connivance of the staff of the bank only, he has committed the offence, he along with his uncle. But anyway, they have actually conspired and cheated an institution, that too economic institution, with which our GDP is going down. Right, definitely he is of such cadre. But this man, Markandeya Kadju, being a former judge, I don't know how far it will be justiciable, and definitely what will be the impression of the India's common people regarding their faith in the judiciary. Normally, we have got utmost faith in the judiciary. No doubt, there are some corrupt people, but still we give much respect to the judiciary, who are hard-working, who come due to their judicial activism, and also coming to the rescue of the people in times of need. Normally, we have to support him. But the former judge is batting for the jewel smuggler and fraudster. But it sounds unimaginable, is it not? But it's true. Yes, he has filed an affidavit also. Right, so let us discuss. You may be knowing already by now, you may have come to the point in the discussion, that is Mr. Nirav Modi. He has committed fraud of the Punjab National Bank by taking LOUs, letter of understanding, in the foreign banks, and of course a cheating of worth about 13,000 crores was done. He escaped, he was arrested in London, now he is facing trial. How the trial is being faced? Please remember, This trial is only for extradition. Already Vijay Mallya case, the trial is over. Even the Supreme Court of United Kingdom, they stated no further appeal and he have gone back to India, but still he did not come to India. That's a different part. So let us come to Nirav Modi. So Nirav Modi is arrested. He was not granted bail. He is still in the jail. That is Wandsworth. Yes, Wandsworth prison. He is there. So he is attending via video conference from the prison. His the defense advocate, Madam Montgomery, Clara Montgomery. She is attending from her house with the defense team. And of course, Nirav Modi is attending for the jail. And judge will sit in chamber. Today, Markandeya Kadju, he will speak from India through video linkage, and however, the trial is going on. That is the beauty of Section 65B of the Evidence Act. That is the beauty of the Information Technology Act. That is the technical advancement. People from India, London, and a man from the jail. Yes, they are all attending the court. But yesterday what happened is that this Nirav Modi was still and inanimate. So that there is no change in him, there is no movement from him. Actually, the justice magistrate, he was a little bit confused and he checked once again the video mode, whether that man is still or whether he is active. Then he asked, the judge asked Mr. Nirav Modi to speak, to move now and then, at least to confirm that he is alive. So such is his position, that means mentally maybe disturbed. Now, the defense advocate or barrister Clara Montgomery, she emphasizes on the conditions of the barrack number 12 of Arthur Road jail in Bombay. So she actually, this was mentioned for that Asif Taj Mahal case. So actually it was totally covered. It will be interesting, hot. It will be incredibly hot. And she has raised the problems like damp, dust, insects, and also rodents, particularly now during this COVID-19 pandemic. So basing on these conditions, it is not safe to transfer or to deport Mr. Nirav Modi from that place to India. Right, that's one topic. Today, Mr. Kadju, definitely he is going to speak because already he has informed through email also, right? So what is he going to, already has filed the affidavit. This is on human rights. This is on prisoners' rights. This is regarding Article 21 of the Constitution of India. What does it say? Kadju is going to say that Mr. Nirav Modi will not get a free and fair trial in India. Why? Because already the media trial has been completed. Yesterday we discussed the media trial at length in Sushant Singh Rajput case. So media trial, parallel investigation has already been completed by the media, and the media made the Indians believe that he has committed the offense. So that fair and free trial or due process or speedy trial will not be there if he comes back to India. And second point he is going to highlight is the comments by Union Law Minister Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad. So Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad has already commented, of course, adversely. He is a political comments. Normally, he commented against his rival of Congress party, Mr. Abhay Tipse, who was a retired judge of the Bombay High Court, that this man is going to support Nirav Modi, and we will definitely go against him. We will make all efforts to see that he is convicted like that he has spoken. And that shows that Mr. Kadju is saying that already they have got a predetermined idea. And next, the judiciary is not independent. The judiciary is not, it is subservient to the executive or to subservient to the government. He wants to cite the Ayodhya case after which Ranjan Gogoi was elevated to a member of the Rajya Sabha. Right? So, and also he is saying that there is hostile atmosphere and he is unlikely to get the fair trial in this hostile atmosphere. Right? He wanted to take the advantage of the case of the judges, 4 judges who conducted a press meet in the month of January, that is on 12/1/2018, that the things were not in order in Supreme Court. So all these points he wants to highlight. and Ayodhya victory already. So, of course, we know that Kajju, Markandeya Kajju is not new to the controversies. He called Gandhi as an agent of British, Mother Teresa, and also Rabindranath, he commented it. And I have seen a video where he commented that he has given a video also where he commented that half of the Supreme Court judges are corrupt people and we have to shoot them like that. He has commented very badly on them also. Of course, once he retired, he is an ordinary man, so fundamental rights accrue to him. But one thing, we wonder whether the move of justice is just, right, or justiciable or not. Right? No doubt, we are aware of the prisoners' rights, we are aware, but this is crucial as Mr. Kajju of that cadre who held a judge of Supreme Court post. And will it pave way for people like Vijay Mallya or that Mehul Choksey and also Dawood Ibrahim, whom India is trying for deportation? So definitely they will also they may also take him as a defense witness. So the common mans or the common people of India, so will they appreciate this or not? We have to think of it. Because of course, Mehul Choksey, we can't anything already. He left for Antigua and he took the citizenship of Antigua, so now we can't anything. But at least if we are able to get back Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi, at least the government will have, or at least we can believe that law has got its own strength. Right? Abhay Tipse, remember. As far as Ravi Shankar Prasad and the comments of Abhay Tipse are concerned, Abhay Tipse is a retired Bombay High Court judge. Of course, he has given his independent opinion in this Nirav Modi case. He stated that this case cannot be linked to the Indian Penal Code offences like conspiracy, cheating, other things. Because in cheating, there should be a victim. The victim should be duped and there should be undue advantage to the accused. Nothing has happened there. All the employees, they have handed over the letter of understandings. They are also responsible. Ultimately, please remember, the institution is responsible. Tomorrow, Markandeya Kajju also stated that if once Nirav Modi is brought to India, the government will say that the deprivation of GDP is also due to him. So therefore, there will be no free and fair trial. So let us see what will happen. But anyway, in my personal view, having worked as a Supreme Court judge, of course, he may have his own opinion. He might have expressed it, but going to the court and telling his opinion may not sound that much of nice, because as an elder man, having retired as a Supreme Court judge, it may not look nice. Anyway, he has got a right of, he is a free citizen. We can't restrain him from his movements. He has given beautiful judgments like that euthanasia case. He has given the judgment in 2011. That is Aruna Ramchandra Shanbag versus Union of India 2011, where he has held that yes, passive euthanasia can be given based on the recommendation of the medical expert team. This was filed by Mrs. Pinky Virani, a close friend of, a near friend of that Aruna Shanbag, who was raped, and she was in comatose stage for about 25 years. Ultimately, passive euthanasia was done. So such a great judge. But of course, why he has resorted to this, we don't know. But anyway, he is a free citizen. He can argue. Of course, he can give his evidence, no problem. But the allegations are a little bit pinching. But anyway, let us see what will happen. Thank you.